We want you to know that this is an environment of well-being, and that well-being is available to you at all times, that there is not a moment in time that well-being is not available to you. You just need to relax and allow the well-being that is available in every moment to wash around you, to flow to you and through you, to sustain you, to uplift you, to provide for you. Because well-being is the balance of this universe. And if in any moment you are experiencing something less than well-being, it only means that there's something going on in your thought process, and it didn't start just now, it's been going on. Something going on in your thought process that has you temporarily, and that is really a key word, temporarily pinched off from the clarity that is available to you, from the abundance that is available to you, from the well-being that is available to you. We are eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. We want you to know there are a few hundred of you gathered here, and we are so appreciative of your willingness to participate with us in this way, because who you are and how you focus, what you mean, what you request, and therefore what you contribute vibrationally is the essence of what's going on in these gatherings. We said to you in the beginning that this is co-creation at its best, and it is. And we are appreciative that you have come to play with us in this way. We've been telling you for a while that there are 3 steps to the creative process that you have come here to experience. Step 1 is ask with clarity of that which you want. And the contrast of your life experience focuses that asking within you, whether you're ready to let it in or not. That asking is sharp within you all of the time. Step 2 is source in all of its readiness, in all of its answering, in all of its knowing, in all of its love, in all of its awareness of you, is there in the vibrational frequency of the answer that you've been asking for. Every solution that you seek, every answer that you want, right there, ready for you to receive when you do step 3. And step 3 is the part that we talk about all day, every day as we come together. Step 3 is the part where you figure out how to allow yourself to be in the vibrational frequency. Allow yourself to be in a frequency that does not resist. Allow yourself to be in a frequency that allows rather than pushes away. Allow yourself to be in the frequency where the source within you can stand with you, see with you, hear with you, smell with you, taste with you, touch with you, know with you the power and the importance of this moment of contemplation, this moment of introspection, this moment of awareness, this moment of conversation, this moment of human interaction, this moment of being alive in your physical body, alive in your physical body. Can you hear what we're saying? Not just you alive in your physical body, but you allowing life in your physical body. You allowing the life that you really intended to flow through this physical body. Occasionally, someone you see is doing that, and you call them the master of dance, or the master of mathematics, or the master of music, or the master of words, or of poetry, or of science. You call them masters. You call them freaks. You are amazed. You are amazed when someone be's normal. You are amazed when someone finds that way to be the whole being that they were born to be. We want you to stop thinking of those people as exceptions or even as exceptional. We want you to see the normalcy in you allowing the wholeness of that which is you in each moment, in each conversation. So we're going to be talking about a lot of things today, really anything you want to talk about. And the stance that we are wanting to help you to discover and practice, the concept that we want you to acknowledge and understand until it is your knowing, is that you have a point of attraction that you have control over. And that you control your point of attraction by caring about how you feel and by focusing yourself into alignment with what feels best. Sometimes You want to take action that seems to line things up in a faster way. And of course, action is often inspired. But we want to help you to understand that if you will focus upon your basis of attraction by paying attention to the way you are feeling, that you will understand this concept of deliberate creation. And you will then be that deliberate creative genius who you intended to be as you came forth into this physical body and this magnificently balanced time-space reality. You said, I'll go forth and I'll sift and sort and I'll come to my own conclusions. And when I come to a decision about what I think would be better, I will give that my undivided attention. I will no longer justify why I want that by pointing out how bad that is. And as I practice the thought of what I want, it will become such a vibrational habit for me. That's all a belief is. A belief is just a vibrational habit. It's a thought you keep thinking. It will become such a vibrational habit for me that as I emanate that vibrational signal, law of attraction will bring things to me that match that. And of course, that makes sense, doesn't it? You sort of get it. You've been mixing it up. You get that what you think about comes to you. It shows up fast enough that it's not a big mystery anymore. You don't call yourself lucky or cursed anymore. You say, When something wonderful would happen to Esther, she would say, I did that. And when something not so wonderful would happen, she would say, I did that too. Don't tell anyone. But once you get the hang of this, once you begin to make the association between what you're thinking and how you're feeling and what's coming back to you, then you begin to get your sea legs. Then you begin to be a deliberate creator, a conscious, deliberate creator. So now we want you to understand that, it is so nice when you begin to recognize that you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. Because you activate a vibration, that vibration is powerful, it attracts other things like it, and you begin to notice these patterns. It's easier to notice them in others, isn't it? Especially those you live with. So easy to see the things that they're doing that are messing up your life, you see. But after a while, you begin to recognize that if you're not giving attention to what you think they're doing that's messing up your life, then it's not in your vibration. It's only by your attention to it. You really don't need to worry about what anybody else is doing unless you're giving attention to what they're doing and using what they're doing and your attention to what they're doing as your excuse to hold yourself out of vibrational frequency with who you really are and what you really want. Isn't that nice to know? Say yes. But we want you to understand something even further, that while, yes, it is a wonderful thing to understand that law of attraction is responding to the vibrational frequency that you are outputting, that there is a vibrational frequency that you have been outputting for a very long time that comes from the source, from the core, from the inner being of that which you are. And when you get out of sync with that, you don't feel good. And when you get in sync with that, you feel wonderful. And here is the best part of this whole thing, the best of all. When you acknowledge that that inner being part of you exists, and that it is the knower and the holder and the vibrational practicer and beer and emitter of the signal of all that you are, we're calling it your core grid. It's the energy that emanates from the very core of that which you are. When you understand that that signal is emanating, that it's flowing into your moment right here and now, it's not off in some heavenly place waiting for you to croak and catch up with it. It's right here, out here on the leading edge. All that you are is focused out here on the leading edge with you, in your powerful now, where all that is new is happening. So as this source energy is focused with you out here on the leading edge, and you happen in that moment to be standing in a place of alignment with who you are, whoa, what a good moment you're having. That's when love is radiating through you. That's when you're clear. That's when you're dynamic. That's when you're flexible. That's when you're clear-minded. That's when your heart is singing. That's when you feel good. That's when you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. That's when your jokes are funniest because your timing is exquisite. That's when you look the best and feel the best. That's when you are the best. That's when you're allowing all that you've become to be present right here, right now, having this conversation with whoever you're having this conversation. In other words, to be tuned to who you are and living in your powerful now. That's what you planned. And everything else is just off a tad. So you've got this magnificent guidance system within you that is available to you all day, every day, letting you know what your vibrational habit is in relationship to what you want. So Esther, she was thinking about this during the flight. She realizes that her attention to what is, valid as it is, and justifies as it is, when she sends an email to those people, they take it seriously. When she calls them and tells her something isn't working, they want it to work. They recognize the importance of things being right, that they have purchased, that they have wanted. But there is something more for Esther to know, for all of you to know, beyond calling the repairman, or beyond finding the physical action fix. It is a vibrational fix. It is tending to your own grid. And when you begin to accept that the vibrational fix is the fix you're looking for, that the vibrational fix is the only thing that really matters, so you tend to your grid first. Are you following the idea of the grid? As your life causes you to ask for more, that rocket of desire goes into this vibrational vortex. And the larger part of you becomes the full recipient of what you've asked for. But it's a vibrational version, and you might say, that vibrational version is not what I'm looking for, because that vibrational version is not fleshed out. It's not manifested. I can't yet see it or hear it or smell it or taste it or touch it. It's not yet enough. But we want you to understand that if you can feel the vibrational version, your feeling of problem will go away. And when your feeling of problem is no longer pulsing within you, and you are vibrationally equal to what you put into your vortex, now the content of your vortex, this magnificent vibrational vortex, will begin to fill. It will flood into your actualized, manifested reality. At first, as the flow begins, or better said, as you begin to allow the flow because you found a frequency that matches it, ideas flood into your mind. You get really good ideas about things to do, places to go, people to see. All kinds of ideas flood into your experience. You also begin to receive an emotional upliftment because you have achieved vibrational alignment with what's going on in your vortex. Now you're offering no resistance. And in the absence of resistance, you feel wonderful. You're clear-minded. You're euphoric. You feel passion. You feel eagerness. Your appreciation comes easily. You are loved, just walking around all over the place, you see. So the vortex, as it floods into your grid, which is what we're calling your point of attraction, and the reason we're calling it a grid is because you create it before it fills in, sort of like building a house. You put the framework up long before you bring the sheetrock for the walls or the rocks or bricks for the exterior. In other words, long before you bring the pretty things into your house, there is a grid. So long before the manifestation begins to reveal itself in all of its explicit details, there is a vibrational grid that is necessary. You must build the structure of beautiful things before beautiful things can fill in. And if you're grouchy or ornery or fearful or sad, if your vibration is one that is different from what you seek, then your grid is still filling in, but it's not filling in from the vortex where all things that you want are. It fills in from the soup that surrounds you. It fills in with people who are not doing a good job. It fills in with things that you do not want. It fills in with traffic congestion. It fills in with confusion in your own mind. It fills in with the things that make you want to complain and criticize. And that's not a bad thing, because in knowing what you don't want, you know more clearly what you do want. But you have enough in your vortex to keep you happily busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes. You're really not needing to do a lot of sifting these days in order to identify what you want. It's time for you to get control of your grid. It's time for you to focus yourself into vibrational alignment with emotions that feel good. And that's why your guidance system is so magnificent. It lets you know thought by thought the alignment. You could be feeling pretty good. You could be listening to one of our recordings. You could be sitting in a seminar like this. You could be listening to us rampage, letting you know who you are, expressing to you the laws of the universe, and your vibration would be and is raising, 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 raising. You could have experience. You could go to a concert or put in some magnificent